So instead of just saying, oh, I'm going to be healthier this year, say something like, I'm only going to eat chicken once a week. Or if you really want to be specific, I'm only going to eat baked chicken on Thursdays. If you really want to be specific, I'm only going to eat baked chicken. I'm only going to eat 3 ounces of baked chicken on Thursdays, and I'm only going to use these seasonings. The more specific that you are, the more ability that you actually have to manifest what it is that you see. Specificity is very, very important. And when you're being specific and you set your goals, you have a clear mental picture of what it is that you're striving to reach. If you just say, I'm going to be healthier this year, how can you measure that? How can you even quantify that? There's nothing to measure. There's nothing to quantify because it's not clear. If you say, you know what, every month I'm going to fast the first 3 days of the month in order to cleanse my system and to establish some sense of balance and to remove some of the toxins that just by the nature of eating the foods that we have, I want to be able to eliminate them out of my body. So I'm committing myself to fast the first 3 days of each month throughout the course of the year. That's specific. So when setting our goals, we have to be specific. There is no way around that. You have to be right and exact. Number 4, when you're being specific, another part of that is being able to set your goals in a projected time and date. I say this all of the time. One day is not on the calendar. Someday is not on the calendar. Any day is not on the calendar. If you have a goal, set a specific date when you want that goal accomplished. Not only does that establish a sense of commitment, but it also sets a sense of urgency, and it allows you to actually work towards something that is clear and obtainable. If you plan on losing a certain amount of weight, set a date when you want to lose that weight by. Now you can actually work towards something. And if you don't meet that goal on that date, set another date because you're actually working towards something. If you were to say, yo, I just want to lose this amount of weight, when? Because if it's any day or someday, it's not going to happen because that date doesn't exist. You're less likely to reach a goal that is not clear and established. So utilize that calendar. You know, we utilize the calendar at the beginning of the Gregorian calendar year. People love utilizing the 1st of January, but after that, everything else just go out the window. They don't say, okay, by January 16th, I want this done. By February 3rd, I want this done. By March 15th, I want this done. By June 23rd, I want this done. Use the calendar that way too. Because by committing yourself, you are able to access a sense of urgency and ambition that under other circumstances, you wouldn't feel compelled to do. I mean, people do it all of the time when it comes to, oh, I have to have this application in by this time, or I have to file this paperwork by this time, or I got to do this at school by this time, or people are quick to do it when it comes to their education, when it comes to their job, when it comes to all of this. They do that all of the time externally for other people. But when it comes to setting those same type of expectations and goals for themselves, people rarely do that. You can meet those deadlines and tasks when it comes to your job or when it comes to your school or all of these other different outside activities. Set the same kind of expectations and those goals for yourself. The same way that you got to turn in this work by this date for your boss or whoever else you working with, or this project that you working on at school, the same way that you have that sense of urgency and ambition and commitment of doing that for everybody else, imagine doing that for yourself. How successful you would be, because you may not allow that to fail, because this over here is messing with your money and this over here is messing with your degree or your education or whatever. So you are fully committed to that. Fully commit to the same thing for yourself and see how successful you're going to be. It's not secret. You ain't got to go to somebody and pay them thousands of dollars for them to tell you exactly what I'm saying right now. You don't have to do all of that. The same way you're committing yourself to everybody else outside of you, commit to yourself.